And today on News 13 Now, the CDC has a warning about weight loss surgery after one woman's procedure went terribly wrong. Plus, a family in our area hoping and praying for a good outcome after a local woman hasn't been seen for days.
Just want her to know that I love her again.
And the tip over danger your big TVs and furniture could be for kids and what you can do to protect them.
This is News 13 Now, coverage you can count on.
Good morning. It is Friday, February 1st, 2019. Welcome to News 13 Now. This is a live look right now outside over the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk. Looks like a pretty nice day shaping up out there. Thanks again for joining us this morning. I am Brandon Herring. Up first this morning, more than 100 million people are expected to watch the Super Bowl on TV. And what's the big game without a big party, right? But if your party includes children, you might need to be a little more careful. As consumer investigator Steve Sprasia tells us, those TVs could be deadly if they aren't secured properly. And there are links and resources in a web story that I've posted on my Facebook page. You can just find it at facebook.com/Brandon Herring News. And in News 13 follow-up, some people who live in Horry County say they are upset with the development of a new community in the Carolina Forest area. Clear Pond is under construction in the Carolina Forest area, and some people worry about mixing apartment homes in with the single-family homes in the area. Councilmember Johnny Vaught says that people there worry the apartments could mean more college students and a noisier environment. They worry that with more people living in the area, there could also be more crime. And they already think law enforcement is understaffed in the area.
We're constantly here.
Councilman Vaught says that the county is considering a precinct reorganization as Horry County is rapidly growing. Well, happening today, the deadline for North Carolina's STEP program for homeowners affected by Hurricane Florence. The program provides partial repairs to allow people to leave temporary housing and return home. Assistance is available in 12 counties, including Brunswick, Columbus, and Robeson counties. We've posted a link to the online application and how to apply over the phone at WBTW.com. Well, this morning, we have a family's desperate plea to bring a woman home. It's been 4 days since 20-year-old Hannah Marie Hayes was last heard from. Zach Dahlheimer with our sister station, CBS 17, talked with Hayes' family in Lumberton about the search. Now, Hayes' father says that he does plan to go to Wilmington on Saturday to help look for his daughter. Again, Hannah Hayes was most recently seen a few days ago when she left her home in Lumberton to look for a job in Wilmington. She's 20 years old, 5'2", and 125 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to call Lumberton Police. You can take a longer look at her photo at WBTW.com. The application process opens for Myrtle Beach Housing Authority's voucher lottery this month. The voucher lottery starts at 9 a.m. February 11th. It's open through 5 p.m. February 12th. The computer randomly selects 1,000 applications for the Housing Choice Voucher List. Selected applicants will be notified by March 31st of this year by United States mail. Applications must be submitted online. Only one application per person can be submitted. The Housing Choice Voucher Program helps low-income families afford to remain in a rental unit. For more information, you can go to mbhaonline.org. Happening tomorrow, the Myrtle Beach Police Department will take a quick dip in the Atlantic Ocean. The Polar Plunge happens at 10 a.m., and this is video from a previous year. This year, a team from the department will take part to raise money to benefit Special Olympics South Carolina. Their goal is to raise $10,000. You can find a link to donate on the City of Myrtle Beach's Facebook page. And happening today, McLeod Health offers a free Healthy Heart Lunch and a seminar at McLeod Health locations in Carolina Forest, Loris, and Seacoast. It's in honor of the American Heart Association National Go Red for Women Day. The program is at noon. Registration is required and the space is limited. So to register, you can call the number there on your screen. It's 843-777-2005. You are encouraged to dress in red. The American Heart Association is sounding an alarm, saying almost half of American adults have some type of cardiovascular disease. A new report by the American Heart Association says 48% of Americans have some type of cardiovascular disease. That's more than 121 million adults. Some of the increase is because of a change that broadens when someone is considered to have high blood pressure. However, doctors say 8 in 10 cases of cardiovascular disease can be prevented, and that Americans need to do a better job of managing high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol symptoms. They also need to be better at getting enough sleep and maintaining a healthier lifestyle. And if you are wondering what exactly qualifies as a cardiovascular disease, it's coronary heart disease, heart failure, stroke, or high blood pressure. We have more on heart health and National Wear Red Day coming up a little bit later. And if you are looking for a little more emotional well-being, deactivating Facebook may help. That's according to a new study from researchers at NYU and Stanford. The study found people who left Facebook were happier, spent less time on other social media sites, and had more free time. However, they were also less informed. The study also shows some positives of staying on Facebook, using it as a source of entertainment, a way to be active in communities, and a place to socialize. The majority of folks who took part in the study did choose to reactivate their accounts when the study was over, but they used it less after logging back on. The study came out at the same time Facebook announced a record $6.9 billion profit and more users in both North America and Europe. That's despite a number of privacy issues and scandals involving users' data. Amanda, I know they have the ignorance is bliss kind of saying. I guess part of that, when you're not reading all that stuff, right or wrong, you're less informed. So there's a trade-off.
You know, that's where a lot of people get their news nowadays.
And we're
things
happy
that
to
are happening.
Happy to put the news out there on Facebook if that's where people want to find it. You also post weather updates on Facebook, right?
I do.
And here online, on
updates.
air all the time.
On air as well, yeah.
It's it's looking better today.
It is. It is. You know, we're not quite as cold right.
If you're worried about spending too much for your Sunday fun day this weekend in particular, we have some help this morning. Gail Gallardo and Marco Villarreal figured out how to avoid a super big grocery bill, even if you're hosting a party on Sunday.
We're on a mission.
Considerably warmer than where we're at right now. Brandon?
So today's Count on Health is coming up with an update on how effective statins are for people with heart issues, and a report about some mistakes kids and parents are making when it comes to brushing the little one's teeth. On this National Wear Red Day, the American Heart Association wants to raise awareness about cardiovascular disease in women. As Stella Escotibo reports, heart disease is the #1 killer in women, and disease rates in younger women are increasing.
And then
More than 400,000 women die from cardiovascular disease each year. That is more than the deaths from cancer, accidents, and diabetes in women combined. The CDC says nearly 80% of parents aren't brushing their baby's teeth as early as recommended, and nearly 40% of children ages 3 to 6 use too much toothpaste. The agency recommends no more than a pea-sized amount so children do not swallow more than the recommended amount of fluoride. New research suggests that exercise programs can help prevent falls in people 65 and older. The British study shows that exercise reduces the number of falls over time by 23%. Group classes or doctor-prescribed exercises at home were the most effective. A new study finds statin therapy reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, even in patients who are more than 75 years old. Researchers from the University of Oxford say the findings are important because the risk of heart attacks and strokes increases with age, but statins aren't currently used as widely in older people as they are in younger people. A new study shows heat during a pregnancy may not be just uncomfortable, it could be a concern for the health of babies. The researchers found a warmer climate might actually harm your child. Jeremy Roth has details. And still to come, the CDC's warning about weight loss surgery. We'll tell you what went so wrong for one woman who took a trip for her procedure. Several people across the country are fighting for their lives right now after they went to Mexico for weight loss surgery. The Centers for Disease Control issued a warning earlier this month telling Americans not to. Jenny DePrizio tells us patients are coming home with a potentially deadly strain of bacteria.
I talked to
Well, since returning from Mexico and developing complications, Capone has racked up tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills. Her health insurance will not cover many of the follow-up issues because she left the country for the initial surgery. In Florence, a family is working to honor a lost loved one. Hannah Skipper died after a crash last September in Florence County. She was only 17 years old. Hannah started playing softball as a shortstop. When she was just 4, she wore lucky number 13 for 13 years. Hannah's family started a foundation and raised money to put a memorial at the West Florence softball field. They also bought a scoreboard for the field in her memory.
Hannah had a special heart in the team.
The unveiling of the new softball scoreboard is scheduled for February 23rd. For more information on this event, you can look for this story on WBTW.com. In North Carolina, a new state board is expected to attempt to resolve the nation's last unsettled congressional race. Governor Roy Cooper appointed the reconstituted board's 5 members yesterday. 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans make up the board. Officials say the panel is expected to meet in February to consider evidence in the 9th congressional district election. The previous board refused to certify the November results because of alleged absentee ballot irregularities. Republican Mark Harris leads Democrat Dan McCready by 905 votes. The new board could declare a winner or order a new election.
We've got a prolonged.
And welcome back to News 13 Now. Amanda Holly does join me now to talk a little bit about the forecast. That's what we do this time of morning.
Yeah.
We're more than halfway through this show this morning.
We are.
That means we're closer to the weekend by the minute.
That is right. And
at least for me. You're working weekends per usual.
Yeah, it's
but
okay,
anyway,
though.
it's still the weekend,
I'll
right?
still be here giving you the weather.
Let's take a look outside.
Yeah,
Go ahead and see what it's looking like
that.
out there. This is looking over Florence, looking west out there from down near the Carolinas hospital system. Not looking too bad out there.
Oh, it's a nice
Are there any
Friday.
clouds out there? It's got like this, almost like a summer haze, I feel
Yeah,
like, but it's definitely not the heat.
Really higher level clouds are
Okay.
starting to stream in, but we'll still see a lot of blue sky today.
Well, Horry County is looking at a $15 million plan to redesign the Myrtle Beach Mall area. We first told you about the plans for what's called the District at Myrtle Beach in November. News 13's Chris Spiker explains how the county will decide if the District at Myrtle Beach is the right fit. The district at Myrtle Beach is still in its very early stages. Schwartz says a public hearing could be held about the project at the next Planning Commission meeting, which is next Thursday at 5:30 in Conway. This morning, a Surfside Beach restaurant is open after a fire nearly ruined the building more than a year ago. The Pickled Cucumber reopened yesterday morning at its new location on 17 Business North in Surfside with a large turnout after being closed for 15 months. Husband and wife owners Eddie and Nadia Batson, they announced the soft opening on Facebook on Wednesday night. Batson says that he hopes to get back to their old location on Surfside Drive in a couple of months.
It's my favorite.
Batson says the Pickled Cucumber plans to have a grand opening next Thursday. If you want to stop by, it's open every day from 10:30 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. There is also a Pickled Cucumber in Conway. Relief is on the way for those in North Carolina. President Trump approved a major disaster declaration for North Carolina to provide federal assistance to areas that were affected by Tropical Storm Michael last fall. The declaration will provide federal money to state and local governments and some nonprofits to repair or replace facilities damaged by the storm last October. The declaration covers 21 counties, and the only one in our area is Brunswick County. And we'll be right back with details on Bojangles being sold to new owners. This week, there were 4 flu-related deaths in North Carolina. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, that brings the total to 29. In South Carolina, DHEC reports a total of 21 flu-related deaths this season. Darlington County Schools will use a new telehealth program in 4 schools. The program is designed to better help students with their physical and mental health needs. It's through a partnership with MUSC, the Department of Education, the Department of Mental Health, and other providers. In our Consumer Watch this morning, the sale of Bojangles is official. 2 former McDonald's executives are now in charge. New CEO Jose Amario says that Bojangles will invest in new technology. He also hinted on social media that the chain could open West Coast locations for the first time. Right now, it has 759 locations, mostly in the Southeast. The chain was founded in Charlotte in 1979. Good attendance could mean more money for Walmart workers. The company plans to give bonuses to its employees who don't call out often. Officials with Walmart say the goal is to reward those who come to work every day. Right now, Walmart employees can have up to 9 absences per every 6-month period. The new policy will trim that to 5 days. In addition, employees will get 6 protected PTO or paid time off days every year. Those do not count against attendance tallies. And News 13 will be right back with a check on the forecast.
All out, and we're going to actually get to enjoy it, Brandon. It's not going to be, here one day and then out the next.
Right, or even with some drizzle mixed in.
Right.
Looks nice and clear.
Yeah, we've got a lot of sunshine.
That sounds pretty good. I like it. I feel like we've had, anytime we've had sun lately or when there's been some sun moving in, it's come with a little sprinkle here or there.
Right,
so
right.
It's nice to be a little dry too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. We'll be right back. And coming up, hear from one of the law enforcement officers shot in an ambush in Florence last fall and see more of this outpouring of support still coming through. And this morning, we can show you just some of the people who came out for a chicken bog fundraiser for Florence County Sheriff's Deputy Aria Davis. She's one of the 5 officers wounded in the ambush in October in the Vintage Place neighborhood. 2 other officers died. The Fraternal Order of Police for PD Lodge 25 held the fundraiser at the Windy Hill Fire Department in Florence yesterday. The community came out to buy plates and to show their support for Deputy Davis. Davis was at the fire department during the fundraiser and says that she is thankful for all of that support.
I'm overwhelmed.
Deputy Davis tells News 13 that she is looking forward to getting back to work. The fundraiser was such a big hit that the chicken bog plates sold out twice before 1 o'clock. New requirements could be on the way for pit bull owners in South Carolina. A new bill in the State House wants owners to register their pets if they are not sterilized. And all pit bull owners would have to microchip their pets. Violators would face a misdemeanor charge that carries a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail. That bill is now in committee. The death of 2 men who died from carbon monoxide poisoning at a public housing complex in Columbia prompts the Housing Authority Board to deal with the issue. The city's fire chief deemed the property unsafe and evacuated the more than 400 people who lived at the complex. Fire crews reported gas leaks in at least a quarter of the units, along with other safety violations. The authority is now working with 8 hotels to give the evacuated families a place to stay while it works to find them permanent housing.
I know I speak for everyone.
Columbia police are now looking into the 2 deaths and code enforcement violations at the housing complex. A class action lawsuit has been filed on behalf of the former tenants. North Carolina is getting a failing grade when it comes to reducing and preventing tobacco use. That's according to an annual report by the American Lung Association. The report gave the Tar Heel State an F in several areas. Those areas include money spent on tobacco prevention programs, the amount of state taxes on tobacco products, and the minimum age to buy tobacco. The association wants that age raised from 18 to 21. The group also gave South Carolina a failing grade for its tobacco reduction and prevention efforts in most of those same areas. A bill to make the electric chair the default method of execution in South Carolina has passed the state Senate. The bill now moves to the House, where a similar proposal died last year. The state has not executed anyone since 2011, in part because its supply of lethal injection drugs expired and it can't find a new source. The bill also allows inmates to choose death by firing squad. There are currently 35 inmates on death row in South Carolina.
On-time traffic sponsor.
It'll be a nice little break to have.
I guess so. It's so odd.
It is.
To have the average of, 57
Yeah,
down there?
below all of the temperatures.
Way down there at the
Yeah,
bottom.
it's okay. I'll take it
But
heading
that-
into February.
Yeah, I guess it'll be nice for folks.
At least the next few days.
At this point, I don't know if anybody really cares if we get like a real normal winter.
I know, right? It's just up and down.
It's
always.
overrated. We'll take the warm weather. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.